Hello, I'm Reggie, and today I'm going to be sharing my December wrap-up. In the month of December, I read 8 books. So let's start with the first book I read in December. This was Lauren Graham's memoir, which is called Talking as Fast as I Can, From Gilmore Girls to Gilmore Girls and Everything in Between. I really love this. I listened to this on audiobook narrated by Lauren Graham, and I thought it was really fun, really short, but really, really great. She talked a lot about her rise to acting and how her career progressed, and she talked about getting the Gilmore Girls gig, talked about doing Gilmore Girls the first time, talked about what happened with season 7 and the issues there and like how they actually left the show. She talks a lot about the process of coming back for the revival. It was just very interesting. I loved it. If you guys don't know, Gilmore Girls is my all-time favorite TV show, so I was super excited when I heard she was coming out with a memoir and that it was going to have a huge focus on Gilmore Girls. I love this just as much as I thought I was going to, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Next up, I finished The Evolution of Mara Dyer. This is the second book in the Mara Dyer trilogy. This was a reread for me, and I really, really enjoyed rereading this. I still gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, just like I did the first time. This is one of my favorite trilogies. It's a paranormal romance about a girl who was in an accident, and she doesn't really remember what's going on, but it did kill her best friend, her boyfriend, and an acquaintance of hers. After the accident, she's just feeling very unsettled. She's going through PTSD and some paranormal things, and she's trying to figure out what's going on, and it's just really fun, really enjoyable, really quick read. The next book I read was another audiobook I listened to, and this is You're Never Weird on the Internet by Felicia Day. I don't know too much about Felicia Day, but I know she's great. So many people love her, and I've heard great things about this audiobook, so I decided to pick it up, and I love Felicia Day now. She's so great, and this book was super funny. And again, another really quick audiobook, and I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. Then I read The Conspiracy of Us and Map of Fates, and these are the first and second books in the Conspiracy of Us trilogy by Maggie Hall. The third book comes out in the summer, and I'm super excited for it. This is like one of those books you just like read really fast and are super fun and light and enjoyable. This is basically like a international national treasure type of idea. There is this girl who finds out she's part of a secret world, and she has to go on a hunt for old relics and stuff to try to find clues, to figure out a mystery, to save people. It's just great. It's really just fun and quick paced read, and I absolutely loved it. I gave both of the books in the series a 4 out of 5 stars, and I'm really excited for the last book in the trilogy. Then I got an e-arc of Love at First Sight by Josh Sundquist, and I was super excited to read this book. I ended up only giving it 2 out of 5 stars. It really did disappoint me, mainly because I don't think there was a good progression of character development. But basically, this is a book about a visually impaired boy. He is blind, and he goes to high school for the first time. He's only gone to visually impaired schools. It's his experience of going through high school, and then halfway through the book, an opportunity comes for him to have a potentially life-changing surgery that could possibly give him back his sight, and it's him figuring out if he's going to have that surgery, and then once he has the surgery, what happens with it. And I just felt like that kind of shifted the whole book and took away from the development that we had started in the beginning, and those parts felt disjointed. But I do talk about all of this in a review, so if you're interested in my thoughts on this and why you might still like it even though I didn't, link is in the eye. So I did end up giving this one a 2 out of 5 stars. Then I finally got back into reading the Vampire Academy series, and I read the penultimate book in the series, The Last Sacrifice.
The Last Sacrifice. The Last Sacrifice.
This is the 5th book in the series, and as you guys probably know, I adore the series. It's just one of those series you just read super fast and are super addicted to, and that's how it's been for me. This was one of my favorites in the series. I give this a 5 out of 5 stars. It was just a step above the last book. I'm really happy. And then the last book I read this month was Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. This is the 3rd and final book in the Mistborn trilogy. I finally was able to get my hands on the audiobook again from my library, so I was able to finish where I left off in October. And I thought this was a really well thought out conclusion, and I'm excited to read the continuing series that goes along in this world, because there are definitely questions I have that I would like answered that I assume will be answered in that. I love this entire trilogy so immensely. I think it's so brilliant and so smart, and I do plan on doing a trilogy review of this. If you don't know what it's about, it's a high fantasy world in which certain people in our world can ingest metals, and that's how the magic system works. Different metals give them different powers, and a Mistborn is a person who can ingest all of the metals and get all of the different powers, not just one of them. And it's just very interesting and very it's kind of political and tearing down this irony, but also it develops into more than that, and it's just very interesting. I did really enjoy this. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. So those were all of the books I read in December. I think that was a great way to spend the month. I am pretty proud of finishing the month strong. I ended up reading 107 books this year, so that's pretty pretty remarkable. I'm excited to see what 2017 brings. I have already read a few books in the new year, and this video is going up super late. I really apologize for that. End of year videos have just been taking me a lot longer than I thought they would, so that's why we're here. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate you giving me a thumbs up. Those really help me out. And subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below and let me know what one of your favorite books you read in December was. I'd say my favorite was probably the Lauren Graham book, just because I love Gilmore Girls so much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!